This section was kind of tough, but I'm gonna try and do my best. It was a conversation between Asagai and Benita towards the end, sort of. Um, it's around page 1562. It's a long conversation, but I'm gonna do my best to try and just speak about what stood out to me. So, basically, what really stood out to me was just how they both contrasted within each other, and I just feel like it was like a battle between the two of them, and I feel like really resonate with that because I feel like I have that internal battle within myself a lot, and I feel like maybe we all do because it's sort of like Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket, right? Like it's like your conscience and then like your thoughts of self doubt, and then you're kind of questioning yourself in that way. So you always have that conflicting battle within yourself, and I feel that a lot. This is after Wall gives away the insurance money, and Benita explains this to Asagai, and she's not feeling too great. She's really down. And in this section, she also reveals why she wanted to be a doctor, and she reveals that she wanted to sort of be a cure to like help put people back together. And now she feels like there's no hope because she's kind of clearly talking about Walter because of what he did, and she feels like there's basically no way to heal someone like Walter. And so she thinks there's something like further beneath the surface, which there is, that she can't help. I mean, she can, but it just takes a lot of more work. And she gives us a little like story about Rufus, which was a kid that she knew when she was a kid, and she just like it just really, I guess, made an impact on her and why she wanted to become a doctor when she got older. She said she wanted to be the cure, and she feels she can't be. And Asagai explains that she still can be. Asagai, and during this whole time, is just being that voice of like hope, positivity, and reason. And he's sort of like an angel, like that's come down and it's just like, why are you feeling this way, child? Like, don't feel this way, or like just questioning her, but also like trying to open her mind a little bit, which is cool. And it sort of reminded me of Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket a lot. So just that inner voice of conscience, reason, just trying to bring you back, even though you're feeling so defeated. Um, and here they kind of go on to have a conversation about how she thinks he's silly or a fool to continue to believe in man, to have hope for man and progress and stuff. And she actually says man is foul and the human race deserves its misery. And she's clearly coming from a place of hurt because of what happened with Walter and the money. We find out that Walter gave away the money that he was supposed to deposit into the bank for savings for her schooling to be paid off, and instead he invested it all into the liquor, which we find out he loses, and it's just bad. So yeah, she questions Asagai's hope and commitments to liberating Africa. She says like, why would you even like? What's the point? Like, okay, there's gonna be independence, and then what? She's just basically like really hurt and in a bad place, and he's just saying like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What then? Like, they would all be free. I kind of want to read this. It says, what about all the crooks and petty thieves and just plain idiots who will come into power to steal and plunder the same as before? Only now they will be black and do it in the name of new independence. You cannot answer that. As the guy says, I live the answer. I live the answer! In my village at home, it is an exceptional man who can even read a newspaper, or whoever sees a book at all. I will go home, and much of what I will have to say will seem strange to the people of my village, but I will teach and work, and things will happen, slowly and swiftly. This is page 1561 towards the end. At times it will seem that nothing changes at all, and then again, the sudden dramatic events, which make history, leap into the future, and then quiet again. Retrogression even. Guns, murder, revolution, and I even will have moments when I wonder if the quiet was better than all the death and hatred. But I will look about my village and at the illiteracy and disease and ignorance, and I will not wonder long. And perhaps I will even be a great man. I mean, perhaps I will hold on to the substance of truth and find my way always with the right course, and perhaps for it I will be butchered in my bed some night by the servants of my empire. And Benita says, the martyr. And that just made me think of like Dr. King, Socrates, and the apology of Socrates, like he says like because he supposedly corrupted the youth with everything he says, but it's not that at all. It's like the opposite. Like Dr. King instilled so much like progress in people, like thinking progressively and just being so open, and he got killed for it. Like, so that's kind of what he's saying here, or what that reminds me of. And it's pretty significant because I feel like that's the path I try to walk as well. I feel like I do walk it. Like, I try just to be a great influence for, because like like you never know when it's gonna be your last day, so you might as well do the best that you can every day to be that voice of inspiration and reason, and like just being open, or opening people's minds to possibilities and things like that. Even though like it's a very difficult path to walk sometimes, because you won't always have everyone's support, like even the support of your own family sometimes. But it's the path we have to walk sometimes in order to, make great change. And you have to stick to it. Like Asagai says here, like he will hold on to the substance of truth and find my way always with the right course, even though he might be butchered by some of his own people. And he just goes on to say, like he might be a great man, he might not. Like eventually, even though he's a great man, he might become corrupt, and so the people that he wants, that elected him, I guess, will kill him. This is what I'm understanding from what he's saying, and that act alone, like of his people killing him when he becomes corrupt, is like he says that it might be an advance. It will be an advance, and they might even actually replenish him because he instilled that into his people, that they're doing to do the right thing, even if he were the one himself to become corrupt. So I hope that made sense. That's kind of what this all made me think of. It was really kind of deep, I think. But yeah, I really resonated with that part. There was a lot to resonate with, but this was like, yeah, the main thing I really wanted to talk about. So after this, I guess he asked for Benita's hand to move to Africa with him, which is really nice too. Very romantic. And yeah, that's about it. I wanted to share. I also I'm gonna link a song I was listening to yesterday that was very reminiscent of this whole play, and I will link that in the description, or I will attach it so the professor posts it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Stay hydrated. Um, be good. And take care of you and your loved ones. Okay.